Ayy, ice on my wrist, it's a blizzard. Talk on the net, you a wizard. I'm in the game, you just a lizard. My flow so cold, they give you shivers. Cold, yeah, they see the glow, yeah, it's VVS.
We here. How you doing?
I could be better.
That's a loaded question, huh?
That's a loaded question right now.
And I kind of do want answers to it. Me and you have had extensive conversations about family, things going on in the family, just life in general.
Yeah.
You bounce ideas off of me and gave me some advice, and vice versa. But seems like we at a crossroads right now.
That would be correct.
Broward County. Where you grow up at in Broward?
I'm from Pompano, exit 36. Lived with my grandma when I was really young.
Relax, y'all. Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm happy
okay.
you're here. You're supposed to be my first, for real.
I know. And
You're supposed to be my first lady. No disrespect to anybody, but you're supposed to be my first, for real.
I know. And I kept pushing it off. But I wanted to do it, though. I really wanted to do it, but...
Just relax and chill. All right?
Yeah.
Chill. All right, cool. So, why didn't you come when I was asking you?
It was the timing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bad timing. Well, I thought it was bad timing.
Yeah.
But
It be like that.
Yeah.
Life be life.
Oh yeah.
Like, let me get back to it though. Broward County. Where you grew up in Broward?
I grew up in these apartments. The name of the apartments was Parkway East. They've knocked them down like years ago.
Parkway East. But
Yeah.
they was in Pompano.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know where Ely High School at? Blanche Ely High School?
Absolutely.
That's my alma mater. But that the apartments was like right there. Like literally right next to the school.
Yeah, we lived in Lakes. We grew up in Lakes. My brother went to Ely though.
Oh yeah?
He was in the magnet program. So they would bus him all the way from here, all the way to Ely every day and bring him back.
Yeah. They do that.
He was a smart dude. What it was like growing up in Pompano though. I mean, cause Pompano hectic as hell right now. You still in Pompano?
No, I live right up the street. I live off
What city?
Sunrise.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like
15 minutes. So,
yeah, something like that. Like
yeah,
probably not
depending on
even that, like
traffic.
12 minutes away.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Sunrise. Sunrise is big though. Sunrise. This is Sunrise. You over here near Deep Side.
See, and that's the thing.
You in Sunrise and you way out past Pine Island. So.
And that's the thing. Like, I've been living in Fort Lauderdale. Well, ever since my husband and I moved out on our own, we've always lived in Fort Lauderdale.
When you say Fort Lauderdale, you mean the city of Fort Lauderdale, not Fort Lauderdale as a whole. Because everybody call everything in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm trying to figure out if you was in Fort Lauderdale, or like.
Oh, that's the thing. I don't know.
So this is structure of Fort Lauderdale.
Areas.
Fort Lauderdale, everything. If you send something like New York, it'll get to Brooklyn, it'll get to Queens, it'll get to Manhattan. Even if you put New York, same thing here. If you put Fort Lauderdale and you live in Pompano, it'll get to your address. Even if you put Fort Lauderdale, even though it's really Pompano you in. If you put Fort Lauderdale, it'll get to you.
Yeah.
So but there's an actual Fort Lauderdale in Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
So were you living in Fort Lauderdale?
We were at first. The first apartment we lived off of Oakland and see, and that's the thing. I don't know the names of Shallow Side, Deep Side. Like I don't know the.
You was near 56?
Yeah.
That's Deep Side.
Okay. So we lived there. Then
you was in between. That's why you confused. Because if you was by the hospital over there, Deep Side is right there, but Shallow Side is also right there.
And then it'd be like one street is this, and then the next street is like.
You could claim both.
I'm claiming where I'm from, which is Pompano.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and then we stayed over there by Catfish Dewey. We had an apartment over there. That's Fort Lauderdale.
That's Oakland Park.
Oh yeah, it is Oakland Park because that's what the
city say it is.
Yeah,
it's Oakland Park.
But it's always been like this way.
And you close to Well Manners though, by Catfish Dewey's. Close. Close to them happy people.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Them boys to be turning up around like Halloween and all that. Them times you gotta be careful around it.
Jamaican.
hmm
My dad is Jamaican. My mom is American.
You ever been to Jamaica?
Yeah. I actually just went to Jamaica for my birthday last year, September.
You have any family members still there?
Yeah. I was supposed to link with them, but
It didn't work out.
it didn't work out. Yeah.
It's like that sometimes. Sometimes it's better off to just let people do what they doing. I'm
Yeah.
here, but if you see me, you see me. You don't, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
What about your mom?
What you mean?
She's American.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you were born in America.
Mm-hmm.
Did you grow up West Indian? Was your dad like, yo, mama, aki on saltfish?
He doesn't really like, my dad doesn't really speak patois like that. He will speak it, but he doesn't speak it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all right, that makes sense. But was he still like my dad?
Active?
Yeah, meaning my dad is
Absolutely.
Jamaican. Like
Absolutely.
he want to eat his certain
Absolutely.
way. He want things in the house a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, because Jamaican men they really have a strong personality,
Mm-hmm.
and they grow up a certain way, whether they know or not. It's still inside of them. So, was he strict?
I wouldn't say strict. I would say very stern, if that makes sense. Like, my dad has never spanked me. I think he should have, though. I probably would have
Your
turned
dad
out-
never beat you?
Never beat me.
What?
Never.
No,
He
you know what's
he
so
would
funny?
always talk to me and sit me down and be like, "Hey."
No, my dad beat me.
My dad never beat me, and I think he should have. I think I would have turned out a little different.
What's wrong with the way you turned out though?
No, nothing.
But you just different.
Yeah, I think things would have been different. Not saying in a good way or a bad way. I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
When you was younger, right? The life path you took and the plan you had, did it plan out? Like
No.
what you want to be when you grow up?
I wanted to be a psychologist, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Or something to do with psychology. Like,
What happened with that?
I went off to school, and to me it was, so I went off to school in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Alabama State University. Shout out to ASU.
You experienced any racism there? I always ask
No.
because in Alabama, it depends where you at. It could be a little.
That's the hood where the school at.
Okay.
That's, you know what I'm saying? It ain't none of that over there.
All right. I
For
don't know why I knew you was a little bit like higher educated than just regular level. But
yeah.
what,
Why is it the vibes or?
you just struck me as somebody who elevated past high school.
Yeah.
What how long you stayed in college?
I was there a year.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad and my stepmom, well, I don't even like to say step, but
She a stepmama. You didn't come out of her womb.
yeah, but
But you gotta put a label on things to let people understand what it is. Like she didn't birth you. You say mom. Now I'm thinking that this lady passed you through her womb. That's all that is. It's not taking anything
but
away.
I call her motto. I call her mom.
But you're saying that for viewers or people who don't, you know what I'm saying, who don't know you. We're talking to people who don't know us. If you say mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
You're right. Okay, I get it.
That's all I'm saying.
I get it.
I'm not taking. What's her name?
Grace, she's the best.
You see how your face lit up? You see how your face lit up when you said it?
She's
Grace,
the-
there is no disrespect at all, Grace. We love you, mommy.
Of course.
But we just gotta, you know what I'm saying, just make people understand what's really going on here.
Yeah.
All right, so cool. What happened? Why you didn't stay more than
They basically were like trying to explain to me, because I didn't have any grants.
The
I didn't
money
have any
wasn't right.
scholarship. Yeah, and they were like, it's gonna be so
Yeah,
expensive.
the
like,
money
you're
not
gonna-
right.
Yeah, they were like, just stay in Florida. Like, you could just stay in Florida and go to a college in Florida. Why you got to go out of state? And me, I just want to get away, and I just want to on some grown shit, and
So they
thinking I knew everything, and they
weren't able to sustain past a year.
like it had got to a point where I was like super homesick. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, okay, fuck it, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to go.
Okay. So at what point did you say, all right, fuck it, it's not happening? When? That after that first year of college, and then you just came home?
I didn't come home actually. I went to Tallahassee.
Okay. More school?
More school, yeah.
Okay. Which is well, who's in FAMU?
No, I actually went to FAMU, yeah, but I went to TCC. I went to community college there
In
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Tallahassee, a party town.
yeah, yeah,
They got that label for years.
definitely.
You got to have your head on right
Oh,
and be
yeah,
focused. Or you going straight left?
Listen,
Did you go left?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
my kids
Let's
came.
Let's fast forward a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So after you finish, you say, all right. Where did you land? How did you end up after like college?
I ended up coming home.
Mm-hmm.
Moved back in with my mom.
How old are you at this point?
At this point, 23, 24, somewhere up in there.
Mhm.
If I was that old, I might have been a little bit younger than that. Somewhere in that window.
And you came back to mom's crib.
Came back, moved in with mom.
So you had a relationship with your mom, although your dad was with Miss Grace.
What you mean?
When you went to school,
Mm-hmm.
was your dad with your mom?
No,
He
my
was-
mom and my dad broke up when I was
Young,
Yeah.
baby. All right. So when did Grace?
when I got sense. As long as I have had sense, my dad has been with Grace.
Okay. So why did you come back to your mom's house? Were you with your mom, living with your mom, or
Before I left,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've always lived with my mom.
Okay.
But I would always be with my dad too.
Okay.
Every weekend, every break.
Definitely a
every...
hands down, held it down. That's my dad. He
Oh,
never
yeah.
never wavered.
Oh,
Stood
yeah.
hard in the paint. I'm here. I'm 10 toes down.
Even
That's
right
my
now
baby.
with my
Daddy,
boys,
yeah.
like that shit just
Grandpa.
poured over.
Yeah.
At this point, I was done with school. I was like, okay, it ain't for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like getting back to me and trying to figure out like, okay, what's next? Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I wasn't in a serious relationship. I was dating around, and I was just like,
No kids.
no kids.
Uh-huh.
I ended up working. I was going through like agencies, like a lot of like
Temp stuff.
temporary jobs. Yeah, it was rough. That's a little minute ago. I'm trying to remember.
All right.
I
so
feel like a lot of stuff is a
let
blur.
let me help you, Yaya. You know, marijuana does that. Let me stop trolling. Listen, let me help you out. I know you to be a hard worker. The way I met you, I was super impressed because you were working harder than some of the men in the business that you're in. You was going super hard, and I liked it. I said, I want to get to know this person a little better. And you came in there and you kind of settled down. You was like, you know what? I think this could be a career.
Mm-hmm.
And
Before that, I was working at
oh, you remember now, this motherfucker.
No, because I'm saying no. You was asking me about when I came home from college. That's like
You ain't have to be. You can fast forward a little bit. Don't got to be every
Oh,
goddamn
shit,
thing.
you-
Like
okay, well,
goddamn.
I remember I started working at. I remember I started working at.
I don't give a fuck at this point, yeah. We already on where you at now.
I was at Target before I'm
Target.
where I am now. Yeah, I was there for almost 5 years, and there was a very
You was at Target for almost 5 years, and you can remember.
Target? No, because I was thinking. I'm trying to think back to way back instead of like fast forward.
Yeah,
and,
Target. I mean, major like.
Oh yeah, Target. Me and this dude, I'm gonna just run through it real quick. Me and this dude got into it. I was on my lunch break, and me and this guy got into it. He was working at Subway, and me and one of my coworkers went to Subway to get a sandwich. So when it's my turn to get for him to make my food, he had on some gloves, and he fixed the lady food in front of me. Started wiping the
did not take the gloves off.
Wiping the shit down.
Cross contamination.
Then went to grabbing shit like you finna make mine. So I'm like,
crazy. Nah, take your gloves off.
Can you please
switch your gloves?
Change your gloves. And I don't know if he was just having like a fucked up day, a fucked up morning, a
Right.
fucked up moment.
Right.
But when I say he snapped on
Lost
my
it.
ass,
Yeah.
and so we going back and forth. We going back and forth. He acting like he about to walk around the counter like he gonna. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? So I told my coworker, I was like, I'm finna get his ass fired. I said, I ain't finna.
Let it go or none of that.
No, I said, bitch, I'm calling corporate. I'm gonna
Right.
get him fired. So, and then I remember when me and him was going back and forth, I was like, I was asking for a supervisor, and then this girl came from in the back, and she was like, "What?" I was
Nah.
like, "You're the supervisor?"
Right.
Like,
worse than
oh.
him. She worse
Like,
than him.
bitch, y'all fried in here,
Right.
but I got something for this. So I leave. I go back to work. I call my husband. I'm like, "Hey, I just got into it with this guy."
Hold on a second. When you got out of college and you came home to your mom's house
Mhm.
and you was bouncing around,
Mhm.
where did you land after that?
I think I was working at Wendy's.
Okay. After you went to Wendy's, you still bouncing around. You didn't really find no career yet. So you settled down. You end up having a husband and kids and stuff. How did you meet your husband?
I met him at the flea market.
Oakland Park Flea
Mhm.
Market? But you from Pompano, aren't you?
Yeah, but everybody go to the flea market.
Okay. What he was doing out there? Working?
Probably watching
hanging
some
out?
hoes. Who knows?
So were you one of the hoes?
Apparently, I probably was the cutest one that day.
Oh my God. Oh my God, man. I'm gonna have to get my man in here for a rebuttal one of these days, but what's his name? All right, shout out Yaya. Soon to be ex.
No, his name's Sam. He
Oh,
alright.
he got a
just-
junior.
Yeah,
I met Junior. Junior cool as hell.
yeah.
Junior
He's
cool.
the third, actually. His dad is Sam too.
So it's senior. How that work? Like, what's the titles? Like junior, third, second.
Well, Big Sam is
Uh-huh.
the dad. Then Lil Sam is my.
He's junior.
Not junior. Look like just Sam or Lil Sam.
Your. I don't even. What's his
My
title
husband.
right now?
He's my husband.
He's your husband.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sam, he seen you while you was just walking through the flea market. What you was doing in there doing? Trying to cop some shit or just chill? Or
I was actually with one of my best friends. Shout out to Amy. I was home in the bed, laying down, probably depressed or some shit at the time. And she was like, "Come ride with me to the flea market. Let's go get something to eat." So I'm like, "No, I'm not going nowhere." She was like, "Bitch, I'll be there in 10 minutes."
Get your ass up.
So
Shout out
I'm
Amy.
like, shout out to Amy. So I'm like, okay.
Got her 2 whole babies.
I'm like, okay, whatever. So I get up, get ready.
Sam and Achilles. Thank you, Amy.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
We go to the flea market. And it was so funny because I saw when we was walking up to the food court, it was him and his homeboy, and they were like walking away. Like they had just finished eating.
Uh-huh.
So I saw him and I was like, "Oh my God, he is so handsome. Like he is so cute." Like, and I asked my homegirl.
I seen Sam in like some Facebook pictures you had posted. It's a really nice shots. It's a really nice family photos.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was in white, I think, and it was. I don't know what the setting was. I'm sure it wasn't a wedding, but y'all was all in white. It was all family. It was really nice pictures.
Mm-hmm.
It was obviously professionally taken,
Mm-hmm.
and
So I mentioned it to my homegirl. I'm like, "Did you see him?" I was like, "You saw that fine ass nigga?" She was like, "Yup." She was like, "He was cute." So my homegirl, she liked to play and joke around a lot, right?
Mhm.
So at this point, me and her
talking about
sitting
Amy?
down. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So at this point, me and her sitting down, getting ready to order our food. So she was like, he behind you. He said, "Come here." But like I said, she be with the shits. So I'm like,
You thought she was. Like,
I thought she was.
fucking
Yeah,
around.
I'm like, girl, okay, no. Let me go back real quick. I told her, I was like, "Damn, you saw him?" So she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Man, he looks so good." I said, "And I ain't gonna never see him again." I was like, "I probably ain't gonna never see him again in life." So we sitting there talking, sitting down, getting ready to eat. And she was like, "Oh, he's behind you." He said, "Come here." So I was like, "Girl, okay." I ain't even turn around. So she was like, "No, I'm for real." She was like, he behind you. He's telling me to tell you to come here."
Mm-hmm.
So I turned around. And he was like, "Come here." So I said, "No, you come here."
Yeah.
We walked
Girl
over.
shit.
Yeah. Walked over. He walked over.
No, this nigga look good. No, you like this nigga, and you still
Yeah, because why would I come to you?
because I asked you to, and you know I'm that nigga. That's
I don't
why.
give a fuck. I'm that bitch.
All right, cool. So
Yeah.
who won? Who came to who?
He came to me.
All right, because you got that box, but whatever. Go ahead.
So we ended up exchanging numbers, you know,
Uh-huh.
and it started from there.
It was obviously some kind of connection because you end up being with Sam.
Mhm.
You stayed with him and y'all started making a life with each other.
Mm-hmm.
When did the kids come in? Right away, or was it?
Nah. We started dating in 2013. I didn't have our first son until May 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a couple years to enjoy each other. Just
Yeah,
us.
I always
Yeah.
think that's important.
Yeah.
I always think that a couple should have a grace period to get to know each other, enjoy yourself, maybe travel a little bit, take a
Mhm.
trip.
Yeah, we did all
Because
that.
once the kids come in, it's pretty hectic to say the
Mhm.
least.
Yeah.
So when did your first one was Sam?
Mm-hmm.
So Sam touched down. Now y'all gotta really like make sure y'all good. It's not just us now.
We Sam was born in May. We ended up getting married in October.
Oh, because you want to make sure, we locked in.
Yeah.
Basically, we locked in.
Yeah.
Like we doing this, not just
Yeah,
no
we
baby
doing this shit
mama.
for real.
Yeah, not no baby mama type. You know what I'm saying?
Still living in an apartment.
It was kind of rough. Or nah.
Nah.
Well, Sam, he was always a money maker.
Oh
Like,
yeah. He works for his dad's company. His dad has a marine construction company.
Marine construction.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's there's money there because anytime you dealing with boats or yachts or getting in the water for any kind of thing,
They do like docks, repair walls, they build docks, they do all that shit.
nothing to do with the actual boat though.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Anything to do with the water though is
The clients, put it like this, the clients live on the beach.
Yeah, exactly. We're in Broward. You know what I mean? We're close to the water,
Mm-hmm.
and anything to do with any kind of marine anything is got to be fairly lucrative. So
Yeah.
he had to, he was able to hold you down, sustain you financially,
Mhm.
and his children.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. So you said when you had Achilles, you wasn't really all the way like.
No, we were like on the verge of a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Infidelity had taken place.
On whose part?
Both.
Uh huh.
So it was a really tough time, and I know.
I like that you said that, by the way, though, because a lot of y'all be on that bullshit, like, oh, he this and he that, and you don't own your part. You know what I'm saying?
No, you gotta own
So,
your shit. You got to. That's the only
that's
way.
why I really fuck with you, y'all. Like, I really fuck with you because you've never really like sugarcoated shit. Like,
You
know what I'm
have to
saying?
own it, because if you don't, you'll start believing the bullshit, and now you're a whole narcissist. Like, and I'm that's something I'm dealing with right now. Like,
narcissism.
everything is my fault. Like, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that.
It's hard for us though. It's hard for
But
us. To
I
sit
get
back
it. I
and
get
be
it.
like, because we are the breadwinners. We do hold it down. We feel like we supposed
But that
to get,
doesn't give you a pass to do weird shit.
I understand that. I understand the where I am in life right now.
Yeah.
But we feel like we're entitled to get, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard for us to get our head around the part that we played in the dissolvement or dissolution of whatever the fuck we have going on in a relationship. It's
and that shit is so like mind boggling, because it's like,
really feel like fuck y'all though. Like, y'all are the reason why this shit is like this. And I'm not understanding why we feel this way, but we feel this way.
that's
Like,
wild.
That's the way we feel. We feel like I did this, I did that, I did that, I did that. Like, you supposed to overlook this, you supposed to overlook that. You supposed to take not every person, but a lot of us. We feel like we can do no wrong. But yeah, man, I'm not sure why it is the way it is, but we think we hold like the lights on. There's food in the house. Every time you swipe that card, it work. Every time you go to do your hair, you can do it. Every time you get your nails done, you good. Like, what the do you want? Okay, so I went and had sex with somebody. Listen, y'all. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying any of this is right at all. I'm not saying none of it is right at all. But a lot of the men feel like it's just sex. Like, what's your problem? Shut up. You have the stability. You got the house. You got the cars. You got the money. You got everything. You got the benefits. You got everything. Why the care where I'm sticking my dick? Like, I'm loyal to you. She can't get these cars. She can't drive my car. She can't nothing. Why do you care? Now, we also feel when a woman steps out, it's different than when a man steps out. Once a woman steps out, she really just doesn't give a fuck anymore. If a woman steps out and a woman has sex with another man, this is not all men. This is my opinion. I have to say that. Mm-hmm. And I have to say that a lot of men think the way that I think. Once a woman steps out, there's nothing left. I can't be, and we find out I can't be with you anymore because there's no level of respect at all left. When a man steps out, you love me still? Because you look real mad.
No, I'm
you just taking it in?
Yeah.
All right. Because I love you. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying, like, come on, man. Because the heat that's coming off that chair is like crazy.
I'm listening. No, I'm good. I'm on ice, actually.
When a man steps out, it's just though. Like, I don't even care about this bitch. I wouldn't give a fuck. This bitch got hit by a truck tomorrow. I just trying to get my nut and just be done with it. When a woman steps out, I think it's more emotion attached to it. Like, meaning, yeah, she might not be emotionally attached to this dude, but she's definitely detached from you. Like, fuck that nigga. I don't want anything else to do with him. I don't care who else is inside of me. That kind of thing. That's all I'm saying. What you think about that statement?
Sadly, I think a lot of people feel that way. Okay. I don't feel that way.
Meaning, a girl can have a fuck and it's just a fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's no level of detachment. Do you think a woman steps out on a man just for get back?
Sometimes.
Why did you do it? Because you said there was an infidelity on both parts. Mm-hmm. Why did you?
Because at that time, like I said, we were going through.
Let me give you an easier question. Would you have done it if he didn't do it?
No.
Okay. So he did it first, and you found out. He gotta eat that.
Yeah, he did it first.
He gotta eat that.
He actually at that time.
You being honest? He did it first. You found out, and then you did it.
Yeah.
He gotta eat that. Sam, you gotta eat that, my boy.
He'll never eat it.
Sam, you gotta eat that, my boy.
He'll never eat it.
Sam, I fuck with you, dog. I'm on your side, dog. But you stepped out first. She found out. You gotta eat that. But I get it if you don't and you're not. I get that too. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Yeah. He had actually told me like he.
So you found out, or he self-snitched?
I was finding like little clues and stuff. Like one time I remember I found like a receipt from the movies, and I'm like.
So I'm gonna tell you what a lot of women's problem is with infidelity too. It's not the part. It's really not. What I found out is, you was texting this motherfucker like 100,000 times. You was going out and having dinner. You was going to the movie. You had a full blown relationship with this bitch. Like, it wasn't just, I'm a. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's the part where a lot of women can't really get past. Like, how you at the movies with this bitch?
There was a situation where there was this one girl just never went away. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what like jump started this whole situation that we in now with the divorce and all of that. Okay,
so the relationship is going to be dissolved.
Yeah.
Where you at, and there's no reconciliation. And
no,
it's not. There's no comeback at this point.
No, because he left my home. He left our home, and he's been staying with a girl. Uploaded the girl on social media.
Had he not left, was there room for improvement?
Ice on my wrist, it's a